Whether you're new to pool and practicing the basics, or a more experienced player performing drills to improve your shot making and positional play, the Drill Partner is perfect.
Welcome back to another edition of Dogging It, Mike. We need to get your ass on the right? We'll get a little.
Turn the camera a little bit.
Get a little
you you're like front. You're like in the center of the screen.
You're looking fresh here, man. After how late was your night last night, though?
Oh, just a little past midnight.
Man, I don't know how you do it, man. I'm too old for that shit, man. Especially out here in Vegas. That's like 2 a.m. back home for you.
Yeah, it is.
And you ain't blinked an eye. Let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us and see us all right. We're live from the Rio here at the Brunswick and Lucasi booth. Make sure and stop by if you're in the area. Get signed up for the free giveaway that we got. You just got to go and put in your email and scan the QR code, and you're good to go, buddy.
Yep.
We were out at dinner last night. I thought, you know what? There's not going to be a whole lot that we're going to miss. And little did I know it was going to be a shootout win.
Yeah.
Shootout comeback win for Denis Grabe, man.
Yeah, almost 3-hour match. Down 2-0, and got, this is the whole thing about these race to 4 sets, how mentally you can keep yourself in it, because through the first 2 sets, he was down 8-1.
How strong
is that? So if it's a race that's 11, 13, something like that, you're just done.
You're over.
You're checked out. And so he was down, he lost 4-0 and 4-1 the first 2 sets, and then he comes back, grinds his way back. In that third set, was down 3-2, comes back, wins the third set, and then won pretty handily in the fourth set to force the shootout, and then made 4 in a row in the shootout. So hats off to Denis Grabe. We've said it before, really good guy. He's always like up there.
Yeah,
he just can't seem to come through with that big win. Especially like this, a finals match against Josh.
It's a finals on a after a long week, you're playing on the center court, so to speak, right? The crowd's packed. It doesn't get more pressure than spot shots against the guy who probably shoots straighter than anyone else on tour. In Josh, and to come through the way that he did, especially in the comeback fashion, because that's something to be admired. It helps me further enjoy and appreciate this format, because I've seen so many times in rotation where guys do check out, even the best players, right? We've seen it from Shane and body language over the years.
You're down 8-1. You're kind of like, figuring out what you're going to do with second place money.
Pretty much. And, you take for granted even whenever guys do come back in big spots, because you're like 8-1, 8-3, 8-5. Okay, you know what I mean? But
it's still going to be that point where you're not going to get there.
Yeah, but in this way, it's like you're always kind of in it as long as you're just staying focused. And those 1-game swings turn into 2 or 3-game swings pretty easily. And I know the 10-ball break is not what it is with the template, but you got to give credit where it's due. And Denis just showed, he played phenomenal, and I think he had a comeback victory in his semifinal match as well.
Yes,
against Jeff, if I'm not mistaken.
Jeff, yeah.
I remember when he was playing John Moore, I said that I forgot who I was talking to, but I said, you know what, I really like the winner out of this to go through and win it all. Now, if you would have asked me who I'm betting on against Josh, of course, everyone and their mom is betting on Filler, And I remember we were at dinner last night, and I told you, I said, oh, Josh won in straight sets, because it was like 3-3 in the third set, and I thought he was at the table, and then I refreshed a few minutes later, and it's like, okay, it's 2-1, but I'm still thinking, Josh is going to get it still.
I had a premonition. That's why I bought dinner.
Oh, so you already paid off.
I already paid off. I had Josh against the field, and right around the time that we were considering dessert, I thought, I don't like.
Did you get the donuts, by the way?
We did not get the donuts.
No. I was my stomach was growling just thinking about him. But no, you got to, like I said, you got to just give Denis a big congratulations, and he's a real nice guy to root for. Often, he's that 6 to 11 range of player when it comes to Europeans, depending on what game that he's playing in. Second in WPA rankings, a runner. Oh no, he ended up winning Maldives as well.
He won Maldives.
I don't know if he ever got paid for it.
Hasn't gotten paid yet.
For it. Yeah, but,
hasn't gotten paid for it yet.
He got a nice photo though. So
he
there's
did get a real nice photo with the guy who stiffed him.
Yeah. How strong is that move, huh? How strong is the guy
that government has promised to pay in the first quarter of this year, so we will see what happens at the end of March.
Yep. Is that what you've been hearing?
Yes.
I hope he gets paid, because then he'll just be he'll be living on cloud 9. Then he'll have this 37 that he picked up over here.
Yeah, that's gonna be like found money.
Yeah, he was already writing that off for sure. He was already writing that money off. Yeah, but no, it ended up being a great final. The action continues today. Earlier this morning, Billy Thorpe defeats Sky Woodward 3-1 in banks. I think he made like 10 banks in a row, they said, or something like that, which is pretty strong. You think Billy can go all the way here?
Well, yeah. I mean, Billy B, who you would think could come through. He's got that firepower for sure. Now we got Josh who's getting ready to play Alex in the other quarterfinal with Shane. Shane will play Billy now in the one semi, and the other semi will be Roberto Gomez against the winner of Josh and Peggy Lang. So Josh has had a busy week. I'm gonna have to sit down and tally up all the matches he's played.
It's quite a bit.
One pocket, bank pool, mixed doubles, men, open.
Well, I said the other day, like, what an advantage that playing on TV table is going to have for him. And when he's up 2-0 against Denis, I'm like, okay, well, there's that check that I'm cashing in right there,
Right.
So he's still going to have that edge, I feel like, but you still got to go and deliver. And it's cool seeing these guys who maybe we wouldn't consider on Josh's level kind of, give him some fight. And the format lends itself to really be as wacky and open as it possibly can be in terms of momentum.
Yeah, no, we saw that last night. I mean, that's perfect. That was a perfect example for a guy like Denis to come back in a final against a guy like Josh. The format made that possible.
Yeah. I mean, it was the whole thing. It was the absolute whole thing. And players can criticize all they want, but it really makes it for an exciting moment when it comes to fans. Like, no fan's ever going to travel abroad and hope to see Denis Grabe and Josh play in a final, but here they are in Vegas, and it was packed the entire time, and they were there early.
Yeah.
So fun days. We're going to have a bank pool that's going to finish up today along with the women's.
I think the bank pool final's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
I believe so.
Well, who do you think's going to be in the final then? We already got Billy versus Shane.
Well,
who are you picking on that one?
Man, I'm going to pick Shane in that one.
Okay.
And I think the winner of that one wins the tournament.
The winner of SVB versus Billy?
Yeah.
So even if it's Billy versus Filler, you're taking Billy?
Yep.
I don't know. I think that German kid is pretty tough when it comes to banks.
Well, of course.
If Federer was here, it'd be different.
I can't go chalk all the time.
Look, I let you take Josh yesterday. I'm taking Josh versus the field today.
Okay.
I like his chances. I like him in that part of the bracket as well. No disrespect to Alex. I know he's showing like a, rejuvenated career, so to speak, because he's, going back to Derby, he was playing well. In this event, he's playing well also. And you wouldn't have fancied him like a top maybe 4 player when you would have looked at the bracket from the beginning in terms of banks. But here he is. He's got a big matchup here in a couple of minutes against Josh. But I like Josh. Like I said, I like him on that side. I think he's going to defeat Alex and Roberto back-to-back. And hopefully...
These are the type of those tournaments. These are the type of events, though, that Roberto tends to win a lot of times.
He's so hard to put a pulse on, Mike.
I don't like him in like a 256 player, 9-ball field or things like that. But you get him in these 16, 24 player bank or one pocket.
Yeah.
And he shows up in a lot of those.
Well, he can be like your quote unquote dark horse, but it's just because it's not for lack of talent. I mean, the guy was in the final of a world championship. I don't know how many years ago, and still showing that he can very much well compete. But it's like, I just don't, the consistency I have a bit of an issue with, in terms of like, as the stage gets bigger, what Roberto is going to show up, because he can kind of have those moments where he's got the yips at times or whatever. And so that's my only concern. I mean, look, he ended up winning his way into the semifinals of this event. So clearly he's in good form.
Yeah.
But as the pressure gets ratcheted up, as the crowds get bigger, as it becomes more, center court, what Roberto's going to show up, and especially when you got a guy like Josh waiting for you in the wings, or Alex. Now if it's Roberto and Alex, I'm probably with you in that I'll take Roberto. I hate to bet against Alex, but it's more just gut there, more than anything else. And after dinner last night, the guts getting pretty big. Guts getting pretty big, Mike. Yeah. Did they redraw for the banks? It seems like the groups got shuffled. I don't think they did. I don't believe
no,
they did.
It was.
You were seeded based off of how you performed,
correct,
right?
Correct.
So 2 guys got to buy, an SVB and Roberto. The other quarterfinal starts here in about 10 minutes. You guys can check it out on Pro Billiard TV as well. Later on this evening, though, Mike, you got the Women's Challenge of Champions. We're going to see Christina Tkach, world 10-ball champion, Rubelin Amit, world 9-ball champion, square off in 8-ball.
Yeah, they played 9.
Yeah.
Rubelin won the 9-ball. Christina won the 10-ball, and now they'll play 8-ball for the, for bragging rights.
And a lot more than bragging rights. I think you take home $15,000 if you win.
Right.
So a pretty good chunk of change. I think a difference of about $10,000 between the first and second place, which I love the fact that both ladies are getting paid for sure.
Yeah.
And they got a pretty good amount of money in the middle difference to play for and compete, despite the fact they're guaranteed some money.
Right. Yeah. No, good stuff. And they got women's open matches going on today as well. Mixed doubles. Not sure where the mixed doubles is.
It's quite. Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest with you either. I know they're just playing one bracket after another. It seems like all day today.
Yeah.
So we got a few more days out here in Vegas. We're going to be out at Griff starting on the 1st, thanks to Lucasi and a few other sponsors as well. We're going to be putting on the U.S. Open events there, Mike. 8-ball, 10-ball, banks, and one pocket. Hopefully we get a lot of these same players here, although some of them might be heading over to Bosnia for the European Open.
Yeah, some will be going to Bosnia. You might stick around for a couple of, one of the early events at Griff's and bail when they have to bail. But, it seems like there's a lot of players from here over at Griff's already these days playing a little bit of pool.
A lot of action, that's for sure. A lot of action late night. I think John and Little John ended up playing a big set of some one pocket last night. JRB's been out and about, so that's always good for the pool players wanting to go and get a piece of that pie.
Yeah, right.
So I've been staying away from Griff's. I only went one night, only because I know I'm gonna be living out there.
Yeah, you're gonna be
in the next 2 weeks. So, and I'm still not fully recovered from last year. So, it's like I'm not sure how to forecast how the next few weeks are gonna go. But Colin's on his way. Hopefully, me and him can get a matchup. I might send you in though, the way you were hitting the ball the other day here on the Brunswick table, though, Mike.
You put it up there on the video of the.
I barked at Mike.
Snap.
I barked at Mike to play a race to 2. I go grab a cue. I come back and he's already made the 9-ball on the break. So there's 1-0 for Mike. The second rack, I had a tough cut in the side on the 8-ball that was a little dicey, and I ended up scratching. I ran out the entire rack.
No, I made the 1 and 2,
and then I ran out the rack. And
so
I scratched on the 8.
I made the 9. So I made 4 balls and won 2 to nothing.
Yeah, you're like Dennis Grabe. You're like Dennis Grabe, and I was like Josh there, So made more balls and ended up losing the whole set. But now hopefully we can get to play some more a little later on. When do you leave from here, Mike?
I leave Saturday midday.
Midday?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm hoping to get a couple interviews today with Rubelin and Christina. Those are the 2 ladies that I really want to
it'd be great.
Speak to. I'm excited to see that matchup, Mike. I'll be honest with you, like, having watched a little bit more of women's pool over the last few, especially the last year, which is everything going on, I haven't seen anyone play as strong as Rubelin did in that 9-ball match against Christina, because she could have beaten anybody on earth. And I'm not saying just female player on earth. I mean, she could have beaten anybody on earth in that format, the way she was breaking and running out. Christina showing her resolve and coming back in that 10-ball matchup, when you always think the Filipinos are the better 10-ball players, ironically.
Right, yeah.
But neither of them really have much of experience. I maybe would give an edge maybe to Christina, because she's got some European championship experience playing 8-ball, and they spar in that quite a bit, or every year actually, for the European championships. I know she hasn't played it in a few years, but if I'm pulling at straws here, that's the only one that I can really think as far as maybe giving one an edge over another. Yeah. Rubelin plays all games well. She kicks well. She banks well. She makes smart decisions. But 8-ball is a different animal, though, Mike.
It is. It'll be a fun match to watch, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be on later this evening. And then you said the bank pool finals is tomorrow then?
I believe so. I need to double check on that. But I thought they were playing to the final match today, and then the final was on Friday.
Who do you got in that 8-ball women's event, Mike?
I'll take Christina.
Or you say it with some confidence. You willing to put another Herbs and Rye on the line during the trade show?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm in. Oh, you know what? Let's do what's the other? Esther's.
Okay.
Esther's dinner bet. I'll take Rubelin. You got Christina?
Yep.
Dap it up. All right. Mixed doubles, Mike, is continuing on today as well. I'm not really sure how to clock that one, Mike. It seems like there's just some wacky finishes in there.
Yeah, it's there's some interesting pairings in there. I watched Max last night. He's playing with
Pearl from Taiwan.
Pearl,
yeah,
and they played really well. I mean, I saw them, win and didn't miss a ball in the last set.
Really?
I mean, and they were, Max said he likes playing with her because she keeps him in line.
yeah. Is that right?
So, yeah.
That's funny.
And so, but they were playing really well. Josh and Pia steamrolling everybody at this point.
But there's some traps here, Mike. I mean, you got Daniel Maciel and Seo that are playing together.
That's a
really
monster.
Strong, that's a monster duo. You know what I mean? Like just individual accomplishments alone. We both know how both of them are playing individually, and then you put them together. Can they form that chemistry? I like the pairings that we're kind of getting here, where it's a mixed bag of people you wouldn't usually see play together.
And that's one of the fun things about the way they did this as the mixed doubles was it wasn't a national thing.
Yeah.
Which allowed these cool pairings and also allowed some players to get into the mixed doubles who wouldn't have a partner, like a Denis Grabe.
Yeah.
There's not Estonian women coming over here that he can play with. So, so he's in there. And, so you get some of these pairings like that.
Have we seen Natterberg since he dogged it in their World Cup pool duo? Like, has Denis wanted it anywhere for his being a missing person? Are we sure he made it home is what I'm asking.
Sure. So we'll have to check on that. We'll have to send out all points.
But it's cool. I mean, he's playing with Jasmine. Obviously, Jasmine is a phenomenal player in her own right. Denis coming off the men's victory. Can they parlay that into a strong showing? I mean, look.
And he had to play a doubles match with her between his semifinal win and the final against Josh. He had to race over and play a mixed doubles match, and then come back to the center court and play Josh.
So it's like you can't even deal with the emotion of what was the last match. You just got to
And it's a lot of matches. He played. The Josh match was 3 hours. Or 3 hours. So it's it was a lot of pool for him. Yesterday afternoon.
I'm gonna try to see if I can bring up who's all left on the winner's side and who's all left on the one-loss side here for the mixed doubles. There's a lot going on here. I got a lot of tabs open here in my phone, Mike. But yeah, you never know how pairings like that are going to go and fare up. I would like to see, and I hate to be that guy where it's like, oh, I got an idea when it comes to pool.
Yeah. But
I would like to see kind of like a draft style event where you have some of the men players and see who they would pick as partners. So imagine similar to like a lottery style, right? So maybe you get, let's just say you get 16 teams, so top 16 players. You'll do like lottery style. We'll see who's going to get a pick. Imagine like Moritz gets drawn first. Well, who's he going to pick? Is he going to pick, is he going to pick Filler as his partner, or would he pick a guy like Federer? You know what I mean? And so throw in some drama there. I think it'd be a fun little dynamic and an interesting twist as to what's going on.
So winners. There's 4 winners matches.
Maciel and Seo against Oi and Sakura. Lechner and Pearl against Ocean and Grabe. That's going to be some great matchups.
That's a really good match.
Han and Wu. So Yu Han and Wu Kun Lin. Against Wojciech and she was a good partner for Wojciech as well. They played great. They beat Vitali and Christina the very first round. The Fillers against Centeno and Estiola. I mean, that's some pretty top heavy there, Mike. I gotta be honest with you. That's pretty awesome.
Some good matches. Some good matches on the loser side too. So that's today and finishes up on Saturday.
Oh, so they play. What's today? Friday or Thursday?
Today's Thursday.
And I got no idea what the hell's going on this time out here. Make sure and stop by if you're at the Rio. Stop by and say hello. Make sure and get signed up for the contest out here for free giveaway. What else you got on deck today, Pinozo?
Gonna obviously have a sit down with Denis Grabe.
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
There's Han Yu walking by right there, world champion. She was, you know what? These are the type of players that I love seeing at events like this because I can remember being up at like a 4 a.m. just sweating China Opens and just being like in awe of how great these girls play.
Yeah.
And I know they were playing one on the spot, and I don't know what the table conditions were like, but like she had such consistency. So to see her like post-COVID and come back and still be a threat and this longevity of her career is just awesome, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see her playing again.
All right, so you want to put what else do we have in play today then? So we got Banks. in
We got
play.
Banks in play today. You got mixed doubles going on today. You got women's open going on today. And then tonight you've got the champions.
Are you actually going to make it for a finals event, or are you going to be out at dinner somewhere? In other words, are you going to be working or enjoying? Be honest here, Mike.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
I'm going to be. I'm out for dinner tonight.
Out for dinner?
Yes, I am.
Shocking.
Well,
Just-
it's
Just show him the
listen,
ring.
it's-
Look,
it's
watch,
a-
bro, put the ring in the photo there, Mike. There you go. You see what I mean? You got when you got the
Well,
Hall of
but
Fame.
it doesn't give me any discounts when I go out to dinner.
No?
I'll tell you what. But no, I am going out to dinner tonight actually with Ozzy and Amy from CSI.
Nice.
Good people, and I don't get to see them often enough, so we're sneaking out for a little dinner tonight since there wasn't, a main event final
Yeah.
going on tonight. The Challenge of Champions is cool, but I can watch the replay of that.
Look, you got to give them a lot of props because they've taken a solid event over the last few years and just grown it into a fun adventure. Like there's rooms I haven't even gone in here that's packed full of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of
vendors
activity
and,
going on.
And
have you been over to the other TV table? And
every time I go, it's packed. It was like I went one time to watch, I think, Savannah play in her semifinal match, and then I went another time to go see, maybe it was Jeff and Roberto, but it was like it's packed over there too, man. So. And you're seeing that not just on TV table matches. I mean, you walk everywhere on the pro side of things. There's like fans.
There's no seats.
There's fans that are like 3 people deep on the whole horseshoe. So they've taken, like I said, a solid event and really grown it into something pretty premier. I love bringing in amateurs and the pros together, Mike. I feel like it's the best combination. I would love to see other events like a U.S. Open turn into something like this where you kind of have this type of vibe, it doesn't make it as stiff, as we've seen before in other events. So, but anyhow, we appreciate all you guys for hanging out with us. You got anything else, Mike?
No, we're good.
Keep your notifications on. We're going to go get some interviews. I'm going after Rublin and Christina, and you go get Dennis. Tell him I'm looking for him too.
Okay.
All right, he's buying dinner. No, I'm kidding. We'll see you guys later. Thanks everybody for hanging out.